Okay, next we're going to roast off some corn and then make a nice chimichurri sauce to go with it. Corn is definitely one of the stars of summer, and if you ever have this butter paper laying around, this is the perfect use for it so that you can butter corn easily with little to no mess. We're just going to butter it up, hit it with a little seasoning, not too much because we're going to add the chimichurri later. And then if you're barbecuing, this is fantastic to go on the grill. I'm just going to put it under the broiler briefly. Turn them once or twice so we can get some color on them. And while they're in there, we'll work on the chimichurri, which is a condiment. We get it from South America, I believe Argentina, because it's paired up with steak and beef a lot. But I find that chimichurri is delicious on vegetables. It's great on potatoes. It's good on roasted cauliflower. It's great on this corn that we're going to have today. So make big batches of chimichurri. It's delicious, and you will find yourself putting it on absolutely everything. So I'm going to make it in a blender. You could also do it in a food processor, or if you wanted to just feel old school, you could do it in a mortar and a pestle, in a mortar with a pestle. So I've got about a cup of parsley, flat leaf parsley, and half a cup of cilantro, and I just roughly chop them. Actually, this is probably closer to 2 cups, so I may not use it all. Anytime I'm working with the blender, I like to get my liquids in the bottom first. It just helps everything move around. So I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/3 cup of olive oil, 2 generous tablespoons of red wine vinegar because I really like it to have a bit of a zing to it. So if I spill a little over, it's on purpose. It's my version of a heaping tablespoon of red wine vinegar. You also want to get a good pinch of salt in here, maybe half a teaspoon, pepper. And I find oregano is nice to add to the mix if you have it on hand. A little fresh or dried oregano. Maybe not traditional, but it's nice to have in there. We're going to drop in a few cloves of garlic. I've got 3 cloves of garlic. I'm going to let the blender do the work on those, so I don't really need to chop them up too well. Okay. And then the leaves will go in at the end. So again, this is a combination of parsley and cilantro. As you're blending this, if it seems like it's a little thick, you can drizzle in a little extra oil and vinegar, or even a few tablespoons of water. Okay, so that all goes in and we pulse. I'm gonna mute the sound so you're not listening to my blender here. Okay, before you pour everything out, you want to give it a little taste. Just make sure it's seasoned the way you like. Mmm, delicious. And we can pour this out into a bowl and just set it aside. And look at that gorgeous green color. That pops. Okay, now we'll just wait on our corn and then we can dress it with chimichurri right when it's time to plate up. Okay, so we've put our buttered corn under the broiler for a few minutes, turned it a couple times, and you see it's getting some nice color. It's turned a beautiful golden brown. That's what we want. So we can go ahead and pull this out of the oven and set it aside. And I'm going to go ahead and cook some rice to go with all of this. And this is going to be a great vegetarian dinner. We're just waiting on the black eyed peas and we could pull it all together. So here we are. We've got everything done as promised. I made some rice. We got our black eyed peas, rosemary, garlic, black eyed peas. They are just tender, falling apart a little bit, kind of thickened up a little bit. But if you like yours cooked more, by all means do. Also have our roasted corn here, which is going to be drizzled with this fabulous chimichurri sauce. Lots of vinegar, lots of garlic, and the fresh parsley and cilantro. And then last but not least at all is our stewed okra. Fresh tomatoes, onions, garlic, little baby okra pods, a little bit of hominy, and there you have it. Some of the most spectacular stars of summer all on one plate. This is going to be a very satisfying and delicious summery vegetarian meal, but all of these sides would be welcome at the barbecue as well if you're throwing some meat on the grill. So thank you again for joining us, Slow Food Atlanta. We really appreciate each and every member and guest. Have a fantastic summer. Really get to enjoy the produce that's available to us, if it's through CSAs or supporting your local farmers market, or even if you've had a little extra time during this COVID-19 era to grow your own food. Um, Sit down, come together, eat well, and I'll see you guys real soon. Again, I am Chef Asita, and you can find me on all the social media at Chef Asita or Life Chef. And I hope to see you guys soon. But in the meantime, stay safe and take care.